What's going on, ladies and gents, guy nerds and girl nerds? It is Darth. That's right. I know, in the flesh. You guys thought I died, didn't you? No, I didn't die. I'm immortal. I live forever, unfortunately. And I'm still making content for this game? Or am I? I don't know. What is this? A little pop-up. Anyways, in this video, we are going to cover the new SP Skill Warrior, if I still remember how to make these kinds of videos. It's been a minute since I've done one. But if you have seen some of my recent posts and things like that, you kind of know that me and the game were on a downward spiral with each other, and we still are. Not to detract from the purpose of this video, I just want to reiterate thank you to all the subscribers. I have dropped a few, but it is because, again, I'm kind of winding down with the game. There's been a lack of content from me, but thanks to all the new subscribers. So without further ado, we'll elaborate on some of this in follow-up videos. Let's go in and take a look at the new SP Warrior. I'm going to give you my thoughts on what she does, how she does it, maybe a few things that you didn't think about or missed. I'm also going to provide some bonus tips on whether you should pull for her, and then an upcoming event that you may want to consider as well. So let's see if I still remember how to do these videos and get right into it. Let's go over to our summons page and let's take a look at her. She is the new skill SP Warrior, Sheildaly. Sheildaly. There's a number of ways I could look at that name, but she is the Rose Thorn Knight. She is a skill warrior. Skill is fastly becoming one of my favorite attributes, okay? I haven't done a video on attributes before, but maybe I should consider doing that. Break is my favorite, technically my favorite attribute, but skill has really arisen. But they're really doing some justice to all the other attributes as well. But as I mentioned in some of my previous videos, especially the one about bloat, is that a lot of these warriors don't get to shine because of bad game design decisions that G123 makes and continues to make. But this one here, her name says a lot about here. Sheildaly. Again, don't know how to pronounce it. You'll see why in a second. She is looking amazing. The art continues to impress me on these warriors, especially the detail in the face. Very cute. I'm not familiar with her in the anime, but if you look, her arm's a little bit different. She's got a little bit bigger and some additional items on here that kind of make her hand look a little wonky, but she also has a shield, or technically is supposed to have a shield. I don't know if you can see it here over here, but it looks like she's kind of wearing it. That's why it's a little... This axe is truly amazing. I would love to make a life-size replica of that crap. Very nice. The spicy pose, again, always continues to impress. I don't know what this is, but I want to get one for each of my girlfriends, along with these little metal shard band-aid areola protectors. Anyways, so let's go in and take a look at her skills real quick, because we're gonna need to pay attention to this. I don't think people are seeing what I'm seeing, at least initially, on this warrior here. Fixed damage, slow, and shield. First of all, I want to point out that she is a skill tank. That's right, proper tank for skill. It's not that skill doesn't have a tank. We have one, but you can't get her, and it takes a lot to level her up, because she is one, and she's actually a really good tank. The problem is that she's won through guild battles, or no, either guild battles or the survival mode. There it is, survival mode. So you got to participate in survival mode, and the degree to which you participate, the higher you are, the more rewards you get. Not just that, but these spicy prayer tickets are extremely valuable. So if you're not doing this, you need to participate. Anyways, back to the item, the task at hand here. Let's look at her passives. Proper tank, HP increase, defense increase, and a speed increase. This is awesome. There's no attack increase here. We'll take a look at kind of why that is. And she also gets speed. She actually benefits from speed. But this is interesting. 100% chance to inflict a bleed each time you are attacked. One of the reasons this is interesting is because bleed damage on its own is actually kind of cool. The problem is that every time she is attacked, she has a 100% chance of stacking bleed, and it does not appear to have a cap. It's important when you consider things like, and you're going to notice this throughout a theme, is counter-attackers and multi-attackers. Think Pirate, my favorite Pirate captain. Think Alicia, and anybody who does follow-up attack seems like they are going to be stacking bleed damage for days. Does not say that there is a cap on this. Now they're going to have to relook at that because that could potentially be dangerous. You're going to see that in a second. So let's look at her first skill. Deals 100% physical damage to all enemies. Okay, seems low, and it is for a physical damager, but remember, she's hitting everybody. And fixed damage equal to 10% of her own max HP. That is extremely dangerous as an AoE attack. Ignoring defense, cannot crit, is not affected by damage bonus or damage resistance. That's a key factor here. You can't put additional damage bonus on her to get that to go up, but it is also not affected by damage resistance, meaning that is straight, pure, unadulterated damage, and because it's based on her own max HP, you can pump her up with rune skills that increase HP, as well as artifact, and be a massive damage dealer. I am not a fan of this kind of damage output on a tank. Okay, I think tanks should be doing exactly what they're doing. That's one of the reasons I have a problem with P. Claudette, is that for a tank, she does massive amounts of damage. The reason she does is because she does 7% of the user's max HP instead of her own, meaning that she is limited to some degree, but because it's based on a max HP, she does massive damage. Well, she is kind of take the place of a damage dealer, and then you couple that with an uncapped bleed damage, you can kind of see where I'm going here. Anyways, if that wasn't bad enough, she has an 80% chance of reducing your attack and an 80% chance of reducing your speed. 2 random allies, but still, it is awesome. Lasts 1 turn, and that is a 2-turn cooldown. This is an amazing ability when coupled with her passive. Her second ability here is very interesting as well, also controversial. Grants Pure Guardian to all allies. For 2 turns, she grants a shield equal to 27% when at max level here of the user's max HP. When the shield disappears, HP will be recovered by the same amount. This is an extremely powerful ability, guys. 27% of your own max HP is very powerful. In fact, that is actually more powerful than the rune skill that you can equip that at max level gives you and your allies an HP shield equal to 15% of your max HP. Okay, now this triggers on turn 2, but you could equip that rune skill and turn you and your team into a shield nightmare on the battlefield. I don't care what anybody says. But this, coupled with her next ability, when an ally is hit by continuous damage, the target's continuous damage reduction is increased by 4%, stacking up to 10 times, guys. When you're hit by a physical damage, you can get 8% physical damage, magic damage, stacking up to 5 times. Cannot be removed. So basically, when you consider each time you are hit, you can get a bleed. You consider stackable damage reduction really high, including continuous damage. A lot of people don't know that continuous damage can be reduced. I'm talking about the infamous burn damage nightmare that is going on when you put the updated Nanelle, P. Nanelle, in there, where she transfers all burn effects to a random ally, or the ally with the lowest HP, and then bursting you down into oblivion. This is an extremely potent tank. The only thing she's missing is, well, a taunt. Now, some may say, well, Darth, a taunt on AoE attackers. Well, she can still taunt. Now, if this gave her a 60% chance to taunt an attacker on one of these abilities here, I think she would be an OP tank. In fact, I think she rivals P. Claudette. Now, there's a couple of things that you can take and look at here, okay? The fact that she has this bleed damage, okay, this is going to make counter-attacking teams think twice about attacking, okay? This stackable bleed damage, I think, can burst just as much as, let's say, P. Nanelle and her transferring that fire ability on a counter-attack, follow-up, and even barrage. Think the rune skill barrage that triggers. She's going to be stacking that bleed damage, and making you pay for attacking anybody. And the fact that she can put a shield equal to 27% of a user's max HP every 4 turns is extremely potent. Now, how do we know this? Well, you're going to go into the guild trial here. This is a new warrior, so there's a couple of benefits to this new warrior. One, you get some diamonds, you can practice with her, and get some very important bonding gifts, okay? When you go in here, look at the team that you're up against, okay? What I was talking about, Wrist attacks multiple times. I forget who she is. She actually attacks and hits several times, but she can also attack. She hits an additional ally. This mage right here hits multiple people. I want you to just kind of see what's going on here. Is that, look at that ability. The animation's really cool. Did you see that? She was attacked 3 times, okay? Meaning that she stacked damage resist. I don't know if you saw it when it happened. She stacked damage resist 3 times right off the bat. She's an extremely powerful warrior. And you guys are going to need to consider pulling her. Which kind of leads me to, again, did you see that she's stacking that AoE damage and damage resistance? Now she's going to put that shield on. Look at that shield. It's very cool looking shield. It's very light. You can barely see it. But her animations are honestly really cool. So I'm going to get out of that and give you the wrap up here. It's been a long video, but again, I'm a little rusty. Now, should you pull for her? I think so. In fact, I think she is worthy of a 10-star pull. She's also worthy of a 12-star pull. Not right away and not off the bat. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, new players need to be focused on their initial 5 team and getting them up to 12 so that they can increase and boost their boot camp and use that main 5 team and divide it up in their sanctum, and you need to be focusing on that. The fish is a very powerful and very potent PvE and PvP ability, so you should be focusing when she comes in to get her to 12-star. Who would I pick? If you were a new player, again, I would go over the fish and get her up. She's very powerful. Also, this tank. So you have 2 SP skill warriors, and she's going to round out your tank ability. She kind of reminds me of Zara. P. Zara is a very powerful tank. In fact, I think she's even more powerful than P. Claudette. People just don't use her. Again, fixed damage, protect, and heal. She's very potent. I can start to see an all-tank team with P. Claudette, Zara, and you add this one with a couple of DPSs, and you're going to have a nightmare on the battlefield that I don't think anybody's really thinking about. But anyways, I digress. You throw her in there with that damage reduction with another skill warrior by the name of Shamuel, who gives you a 40% damage reduction, and you have an extremely tanky team. Okay, very, very powerful combo. That's why I say skill is really coming along, and they need to be very, very careful about that because I already think the fish needs adjusted. So, I would pull for her. But there's one thing to consider I had talked about, and that is we just found out that dual attribute Ari is coming, okay? This is an extremely rare character. She does not appear very often. She is used to level up a relic. So this is your chance to pull her if you are stuck on the dual attribute relic. But also, since she is extremely rare, and there's no indication that she's going to be released a little more wide, you may want to consider pulling for her to 10 stars. In fact, I'm going to be pulling to get her to 12-star. One of the reasons is the new Link Warrior and where she falls. She falls into 2 places that increase warriors once you get them all to 30. It gives you a 40% increase, and she is right here. Now, I am going to 12-star her, but she also falls under an additional slot. Where was it? Right here with Alina, giving you, once you 12-star her, you're going to give both of these warriors a 40% increase to their base attribute, attack, and HP. Very, very potent and powerful. So that's just something to consider. I am very short on books. Let me see where I'm at. 551. Yes, I am very short on books. And the reason being is because my goal is still to obtain one of every warrior, and not that long ago we had 2 dual SP warriors released, as well as Sakura, which is another powerful skill mage warrior, and a couple of other warriors that I did not have. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think of this particular tank. How did you look at her? Are you going to consider pulling for her? Again, remember to pull for at least 200 spicy pose, because once you get to 200, you get a actual copy of the warrior, and you can unlock her spicy pose, which also, under one of the new guild features, unlocks the spicy pose and gives you an additional attack bonus to all your warriors. That's it, guys. Long-winded, very long going over it, but it needed to be done. What do you think? Are you going to pull for her? Are you going to wait for Ari this week? Is that going to affect your decision to pull for this particular warrior? Again, Ari's going to be very rare. They need to change that because of the character bloat in the game. That's it for this one, guys. Again, thanks to all the new subscribers, and sorry for the lack of content. See you in the next one.